His flared eyes are fixed on her as he stands at the door, as if he is gonna kill her. She clutches the blanket tightly on herself, hiding her torn clothes and preventing her skin from being visible, despite her efforts to control her fear and not to let him notice it. She doesn't know he may already seen it in her eyes, which seemingly gives him pleasure just by her appearance like this. The tense silence felt dangerous, with no words spoken between them. Despite being wrapped in a blanket, she is feeling his gaze on her, making her feel uncomfortable, as if he could strip her again, undress her with his dark stick. She just wants him to live, but she knows he won't go easy, because she is gonna face the consequences for slapping him. She thought maybe she could convince him to leave for now, but before she could prepare for it, he took one more step into the room without taking his eyes off her. He closed the door behind him. It makes her feel like he is closing the door with bad intentions. Her heart pounds, her pulse rising as she senses his stare still fixed on her. As he takes steps closer to her, she breaks the tense silence, her grip tightening with fear, her beat speeding up with each approaching step. Don't come near me, she said as she got up, tightening the blanket even more tightly, as if her whole life depended on it. She looked at him with tension, while his eyes remained fixed on her, taking steps toward her direction. His silence is making her tremble even more. I said, don't come near me. She took steps back, sweat drops ready to fall from her temple. His steps, but they give a marking mark, saying something with a slightly serious tone. What would you do if I don't stop? I'll scream for help. No one is gonna help you, even if they hurt you by chance. I'll defend myself then. You wouldn't dare, even in your dreams. I'll fight back with everything I have. I can't let you harm me by any chance. Do you honestly think so? Go ahead then. But try saying it without studying first. Then let's see who can win, darling. He knows she can't, as he believes her actions show how weak she is in front of him. Her eyes start searching for something to protect herself from him as she steps back, keeping distance but still not too close. Then her back bumps into the door behind her. She notices a heavy silver gun inside without thinking twice. She grabs it. She immediately raises the gun, gripping it. With both hands letting go of the blanket, he stops. His gaze lands on her torn dress. The sight of her pointing the gun at him driving him even more wild at the sight of her exposed body. She thought he stopped only because of the gun. But her hands are shaking slightly as she has no experience with guns. She has never even touched one before. He licks his lower lip while rubbing his jawline, his eyes admiring her figure as if she were his jackpot. Let me go, Jungle. Do you think I'll let you go even if you slap me? Never. You may hold a special place in my heart, but I can't remain calm when you raise your hand against me. He said, his eyes growing serious in their dark intensity, but she also managed to talk back. And what do you think in my case? Do you believe I would let you do it? You may be my husband, but never. I won't stay calm when you try to force me. She said, her courage impressing him slightly. He chuckled at the humor he found in her question about doing it. His current intention is something else, not to do it with her. But seeing her courage, he wants to see more and more. Warren, you are so delicate. You might not be able to handle my stamina. Just give in to me, he said with a smirk. Just surrender to me for the mess you have made. Then we will discuss our next move. Mistake? I haven't made any mistake. Let me go. Or else what? Are you gonna kill me? Wayne swallowed, wondering how he could still be so courageous. Without any fear or tension, she thought he would at least hesitate. Yes, I can. Then shoot me. He pointed at his heart, then she felt her body She wasn't a criminal like him to kill others so easily. I said, shoot me. He yelled at her, making her even more fearful as he took fast steps. Then she pulled the trigger to shoot him, not thinking she would kill him with just one bullet. But the gun didn't shoot him, nor did the bullet pierce him. She felt betrayed by the gun's failure, leaving her frozen in shock. In that crucial moment, he seized the opportunity and grabbed her arm, bending and gripping her, causing her hand to involuntarily move to her back, allowing him to take the gun from her with a sharp hiss of pain as he pulled the gun away from her. Just then, she released her arm from his grasp, but before she could react, it was too late. He already pointed the gun at her forehead, causing her eyes to widen. I'm feeling bad for you, darling. You can't shoot me. And what makes you say that? The gun isn't working, even though she said, but she isn't sure about the gun. Rolled wire. Let me show you how to use the gun. He pulled the bolt to unlock it, keeping his eyes fixed on her, causing her jaw to drop at her own naivety. But when he pulled the trigger, she braced herself for the worst. She screamed, but to her surprise, he fired behind her door. She looked behind in her disbelief, then back at him, his eyes bored into hers with a pride. A dominant smirk etched on his face like a sinister mask. Come closer. She dared not inch closer. Stop testing my patience. Get your right now. Please, Jungkook, let me go. You are starting this drama again? He gritted his teeth, easily irritated by her actions. He tucked the gun in his waist belt and rushed towards her. As he was about to touch her hands, she yelled at him, annoyed, disliking his touch on her skin. Don't touch me, I'm not yours. What did you say? She hesitated to say it again when he stopped his hand in the middle, raising one eyebrow. You said I'm not yours? Well, I will let you show you for whom yours belongs. He seized her hand, dragging her forcefully as she begged him to release her, struggling to break from his grip. He dragged her into the suspicious room, where no one was present, despite her trembling pleas for him to leave her be. He forcefully pulled her towards a bench, grabbed handcuffs, causing her even more fear when she saw them. Jungkook, please, I'm sorry. Please don't scare me like this. He isn't listening to her, not speaking. He lifted her and made her lie down on the bench, her back fully against it. She tried not to comply, but he hovered above her, set on her in the private area, making the position dangerous for her to feel him as he was serious. Her whole body went numb as she could feel him on top of her there, without any idea of why he was doing this or what his purpose was. Today you have to know to whom you belong. He tried to handcuff both her hands, but she defended, trying to pull them away. But he grabbed both her hands with one hand and handcuffed them with the other hand. Even though she tried to pull her hands back, he stopped her from moving under him in the end. I'm afraid, Jungkook. Please take off the handcuffs. Keep pushing me. I'm not yours. Saying that makes me angry with you more easily. But from now on, I'll make you admit that you are mine, straight from your mouth. Warning her, he grabbed a big black leather bag from under the table. She froze when he took out a tattoo device from the bag. She understood he was going to hurt her, torture her with the mission. The thought made her eyes wet with fear. She was really afraid of pain. She couldn't understand how he could choose her to inflict this kind of pain. Please stop, Jungkook. Don't hurt me with that. He didn't mind her as he was busy putting on gloves, acting like professional, while she was in helpless situation beneath him, throbbing as she tried to escape. Why are you doing this? Please stop. Shut up. Just shut up. She was getting panting. If you don't want me to be rough on you, then stay quiet beneath me. Otherwise, you won't be able to bear how much pain I'll give you while. he said seriously, which made her tears slide from her eyes, closing her eyes, surrendering to him completely. He cracked his neck bone with a cold face and kept his eyes fixed on her face. But he fixed on the tattoo machine before briefly cleansing her chest. As he prepared the machine, he clenched her chest area, which was rising and falling with heavy breathing in fear. He furrowed his eyebrows. Eyes turned wild when he observed her inner bra slightly exposed through her torn clothes. After a second thought, he tore more of her upper dress, revealing only the upper part of her chest, ensuring not expose her or provide a more indecent view. She remained motionless, overwhelmed with embarrassment, wanting to open her eyes to stop him, but unable to do so. She lay there feeling lifeless under him. Her heart raced an alarming speed as she sensed his long fingers gently tracing her upper chest, leaving her feeling powerless. She couldn't even deny it as she was afraid of the pain, knowing that disobedience would result in more suffering. Then she heard the tattoo machine click on, sending chills through her whole body. His eyes moved from her chest to her face. Then he squints when he sensed what she is already feeling. It's clear she is paralyzed, expecting the needle to touch her delicate skin. Before he starts working on her body, he leans in and kisses her cleavage. As his lips touch her skin, she feels goosebumps and even jets slightly. But this time, he caresses her head slowly and whispers near her ear to ensure her calm. Fear is natural. Don't be afraid, Wine. I'll take care of you. I can't harm you as you're expecting so much pain now. Please calm down. And now, let go of fear. Let me do it. He gave a kiss on her earlobe, expecting a response from her, but she didn't respond as she had already tightly closed her eyes. He adjusted his position on her, trying to ensure it would cause her less pain. I'll make sure it's less pain. Cooperate with me for a smooth experience. I don't want to hurt you. He spoke softly, not applying too much pressure, as tears slid from her closed eyes, while the needle of the tattoo machine tracing over her upper chest. She endured the pain, keeping her eyes shut tightly. After 40 minutes had passed, she stopped working and set the machine aside. It's done, Wine, he said very sweetly. Then she opened her wide eyes and saw him. His face was very calm, as if he had achieved the aim of his whole life on her body at the moment. He was gently applying ointment to her tattooed skin with his long fingers. He unblocked her handcuffs as he got up off her, but her lack of movement struck him as strange. While he didn't mind, he became concerned when he noticed the dry tears on her cheeks and the wetness in her eyes. He sighed, questioning whether he had done a good deed only for her sake. Why are you upset, Wine? I did nothing wrong to you, he said, gripping her shoulders and making her sit up. She didn't say anything. She was looking somewhere, her head as if she had lost herself, as if he had ruined her. He felt full of happiness as he recalled the moment when she said he can't kill her. Yes, why? You are right. Earlier you said, I can't kill you because you are mine, Wine. You are my soul. If you aren't with me, I'll die easily. How can I lose you again? She didn't look at him as he spoke, but he cupped her face, making her face him, and he gave a smile. Don't you realize how much I'm in love with you? Even after you dared to slap me and tried to kill me earlier, I didn't slap you back once. I didn't even hurt you. And you can see I have tattooed your chest too, making sure you didn't feel any pain, as I did it gently. I love you, Juan. I'm loyal to you. But don't you dare say it again, that you aren't mine anymore. I just can't bear to hear that. No, you can say that again because I'm already in your heart. But from now on, I'm also on your chest, reminding you always with your tattoo. I tattooed my name there. It makes sense. You belong to me always. It recalls you for whom you are belonging. Then she will look at her under her neck at the chest area. Will see the tattoo of his name, John Jongo, which will make her world stop. She will hate that from now on. She will have to see it every day and carry it on her heart every second. His phone rang, and before he answered the call, he said, "Let's go back to the room." She started walking away from there, but she whispered to herself as her eyes pierced in his back, "I hate you, Django. Today I suffered, but someday you will have to suffer more than me." And then I received, "You are foolishly obsessed with your girlfriend, claiming it's love for me," she said as tears dropped from her eyes, burning with a lava level of anger, tightening her fist as she could melt even iron with her furious rage.